These are real gym statistics that people have forgot because of social media. 25% of Americans actually have a gym membership. And of those 25%, only 33% attend either once a week or not at all. Furthermore, only 9.5% of Americans actually attend the gym at least 2 times a week. Social media makes it seem like people are showing up to the gym a lot more than they actually are. So if you're showing up to the gym at least 2 times a week, you're already beating more than 90% of the population. The average male can bench press 135 pounds for a 1 rep max. The average female can bench around 75 pounds. Among trained athletes, males can bench press around 220 pounds for a 1 rep max, and females 105 pounds. Only 3 to 4% of the male general population can bench press 225 pounds. Social media is plastered with tons of videos of people performing extreme feats of strength, which is awesome, but it's not the norm. And you shouldn't feel behind if you're only able to bench 225 pounds or less.
Yo, I didn't really think about it like that. And it's because, and people tell me this all the time, bro, the average man is not in shape. I'm like, what you mean? Obviously, your boy is jacked. So I'm like, what you mean? Like, the average man is not in shape. I thought everybody, I guess I thought everybody was in shape. I know everybody is not in shape because I'm always usually the most jacked person everywhere I go, right? But I didn't think it was this bad, right? And it's because the only place I go to every day is the gym. So me only going to the gym every day, that's me seeing people who are, decently in shape. But her saying the average person don't even go to the gym. The average person can only bench one, whatever she says, 35 for one or one, whatever she says, and 3% of men can bench press 225 for one. This is just insane statistics. And I like that we see those people doing insane feats of strength on the internet. I have a love-hate relationship with it, right? At least for me personally, it motivates me to want to do better, right? That's cool. But there's another viewpoint on it where it doesn't really affect me, but I know it probably affects people where they feel like they're not doing enough because everybody else on the internet is doing bench pressing 405 and 495 and 550. I see some crazy people 18 years old doing stuff, and I'm like, bro, I'm old. I'm 10 years older than him, right? I'm 5 years older than him. I'm 3 years older than him. I'm 20 years older than him. How is he lifting way more than me? You know what I'm saying? So it's little weird stuff like that that actually does get you, and I do understand that. But I don't know. I have like a love hate relationship with it, and I've learned to just compare myself to myself yesterday in a sense where I'm not, you know, comparing myself to other people. I am competing to be the best version of myself ever possible, right? But I'm not really comparing myself to other people. So if somebody else can bench 405, I'm not saying, dang it, man, he could bench 405 and not me. No, I just make sure in my lane I'm great. Now, obviously, part of being a man, I do have an ego. And a part of that ego is I do want to be great, right? I do always want to be great in everything I do. So any possible endeavor I do, I try to be the best at it, obviously. But at the end of the day, if I'm the best man I could possibly be, then I'm good. You know what I mean? And I try not to tie my whole identity into one thing specifically. What do I mean by that? You know how some people be like, um, Lamborghini Johnny. And as soon as somebody have a better car than him, his whole thing is torn down. If you take the Lamborghini from him, he's no longer Lamborghini Johnny anymore. He's just like, oh, a nobody now. You get what I'm saying? Or curly head Jeff, and now his hairline receding, and now he's nervous. He doesn't want to. He has to get a bald head, and he doesn't go outside anymore. He doesn't do this, doesn't do that, whatever it is. Now his whole identity is stripped from him. So obviously, I just make sure I find worth within myself. You know what I mean? And that's how you treat people, how other people treat you, whatever it is, right? The relationships you have and things like that. So I make sure I do stuff that way because I know that it's always going to be somebody that does something better than you, right? Better than you, whatever. And you got to understand these statistics about people. Like, I remember for me, my goal was to bench 315. Once I got to 315, I repped it for like 5 or 6. Bro, I'm looking online. Niggas is repping 315 for like 20 something, bro. I seen niggas repping 495 for like 10. And I could only do 315 for like 6. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. But different training times, different genetics. Some people been training for 15 years plus. I've only training for a few years. So it's a bunch of different factors in it. And you also just have to remember, bro, it was never that deep. Unless you're competing, powerlifting or whatever, it was never that deep. As long as you try to be as strong as you can, to try to be top 1%, I feel like that is perfect. As long as you can reach top 1% and you try every single day, you'll be good. Because I'm pretty sure everybody can bench 315, right? You need a base level. Now, you do need a base level of strength. If you really are a gym goer, if you really are trying to get jacked, if you really are trying to improve your life in whatever sense it is, you're trying to improve your health or whatever it is, you do need to be the best you can be. You should be well above average if you're actually trying. Everybody can bench 315. You just need to put the right system for you. You need to eat this much. You need to train for this much. You need to do this exact program, whatever it is, so you can achieve the goals. Because yes, and this is the reason why I don't really like. Obviously, I know in the back of my head I'm above average, but I don't make it seem like I'm average. However, I always train with like a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Always, just so I can always be constantly trying to improve myself. I make sure of it all the time. I'm always constantly trying to improve myself. So I make sure I always train like, man, I still got more strength to do. I still got more of this to do. I still got more of that to do. The other day I did 225, right? Standing incline. I said incline. 225 overhead press, right? I did 225 overhead press standing for like 4 or something. I don't know how much I did. 4. Had another rep in the tank, but I just racked it, whatever, right? There's one dude I go to the gym. Like I see him at the gym. He's like, bro, you know how rare that is? Oh my gosh. Like, and then in my head, I'm like, oh, really? I was happy to hear that, but I was just like, let me not get complacent by hearing it and thinking I could just do whatever. Let me keep just, getting stronger. Right? But these statistics are, man, they are a thing. Regardless, you're doing decent. I'm not gonna say you're doing good. Regardless, you're doing decent if you're above these certain statistics. If you're just showing up to the gym and actually going crazy and fully weight training, then you're good. Obviously, you need to put the pedal to the metal though. You need to actually try. You need to really, really, really try to get in the field though. I ain't gonna lie. You need to really get in the field so you can really try to do something and improve yourself. I don't want you to get complacent. You don't need to get complacent. You must chase greatness. But make sure it's healthy in a sense where you're not trying to commit on a libraries because you just got your 315 and somebody's doing 315 tricep extensions. You know what I mean? Don't like commit on the libraries, you get what I'm saying? But you still must have that chip on your shoulder, you know what I mean? And if you're serious about improving your physique, like you genuinely want to get jacked, you want to build an aesthetic physique in 90 days guaranteed, without a gym, without any equipment, you want to get jacked from the comfort of your own home, link is in the description. Top pen comment, I'll teach you exactly how to build confidence, presence, respect, and an aesthetic physique in 90 days guaranteed through calisthenics. No gym required, no none of that. You can get jacked from the comfort of your own home and change your whole life. Remember, be great. Link in the description, top pen comment, weekly Zoom calls with me. Be great.